As a child, I spent time around the Mississippi, traveling from Chicago, where I grew up with my father. My work is very much about this physicality of ideas, and then also virtual experiences, and the experience that one does have in the space in terms of video, sound, and then creating this connection, this physical connection of all of these objects in the space. So the water is as is, so you can see the sediment, and over the duration of the exhibition, it will separate out, and you will see the sediment on the bottom, the clearer water on top, and then there's also a mirror underneath reflecting up. The Mississippi River is a converging point for the animal world in terms of bird migration. There's quite a bit of bird imagery, the raptors, the eagles that migrate here. The natural history also merges with the social history, and the river water was taken from the confluence point, which is the subject of these two works, River Portrait 2 and 3, and backwards on this wall. The two sort of flanking pieces here of Apogee 1969, which is an impressionistic sculpture of the Gateway Arch, Saarinen's Arch, with an eagle. It's a young bald eagle. And then we have Apogee 1200 opposite this. This is an abstracted shape, idea of the monk's mound, the abstracted form of the mound. And then you have this cutout window, where these color plays, light plays throughout the installation, these refractions that come up on the wall, and then sort of we were looking at the eagle shadows too. The Apogee 1200 and the Apogee 1969, referring to sort of these histories of empires and the apogees of empires, the Cahokia civilization, also the end of empires, and questioning what does end empires. This is 69, which is the year that the Gateway Arch opened to the public. It's also the year that the United States government put man on the moon. I was also working with the concept that St. Louis and this area on the Mississippi has always been, throughout multiple civilizations, has been and continues to be this crossroads. We also have the 4 points of the Convergence video. So there's 4 birds, eagles, and there's 1 falcon from the Cahokia Mound, so 3 eagles, one falcon. Then you experience this flight of the bird through the video, and it's starting at the Old Stone Meeting House in Frontenac, and it flies then to Forest Park, and you'll see sort of the change from the graveyard, which is also where many slaves were buried, the old stone house, the Presbyterian stone house. It was one of the main underground railroad locations. The north flight starts at the confluence, the sort of the POV, or the point of vision of the eagle, going over the river, over North St. Louis, and continues to particular places where there are murals of the Gateway Arch. We have the flight starts at the Sugarloaf Mound, and it travels up the Mississippi River and then goes over the downtown and then ends in Forest Park. This one's starting at Cahokia, and as it travels through Cahokia, it goes through East St. Louis, and then it continues over the Mississippi through the Gateway Arch and to Forest Park. So all of the convergence of the video flights then happens in Forest Park at the museum, all of these 4 sites into the gallery space. So we ended at the equestrian sculpture. So here we have the horse head, and this is sort of an animated chrome sculpture, which is referencing, it's sort of in terms of modernist art, going back again to the 20th century, a Brancusi sculpture. The soundtrack for the video pieces is a remixed, and then transformed sound files that are from Messiaen, who's a French composer that worked with bird sounds and then creating music that sort of gives this idea, this sound, this experience of flight. And the sounds that they were making, taking off, I immediately heard sort of the very late tracks of Miles Davis in my head. To some extent, the weakness of his sound and sort of the ghostliness, and the sound is invoking the sense of flight, travel, and then change too. So this idea of transformation and change is also very, say, omnipresent within the installation, and in terms of a break and a space for what is coming next. The layers of history in terms of the natural history and the social history of St. Louis, it was such a rich, I would say, subject matter, and I do see this overall exhibition as a kind of portrait of the place as well.